some bullshit.
Level 857 Video Game Podcast.
Nintendo announces the Switch OLED edition. So it's not the Pro, y'all.
It's not the Switch Stick.
It's not the Switch Stick. It's not.
It's a little thicker, I think.
It's not the Super.
No,
Super
the screen's a little bigger. It went from 6.2 to
a little
7.
thicker, mellow.
No,
It's
That's
not.
just-
It's
Just a
not
little
what
bit.
people anticipated. So
At
this
all.
is why people shouldn't let rumors freaking tell you and dictate what to think.
I love this news, by the way.
yeah.
Because
I think my favorite thing is the constant disappointment that Nintendo gives its fans. Just watching their heart break like
It is
all the
funny.
time makes my heart glow in so many ways. But I love Nintendo because like I still play their
They do their own
games.
thing.
I am obsessed with Animal Crossing still. Like I love Nintendo. So I don't get crazy in the hype. You know, like Eric and I have had conversations where I still think Birdo is coming to Smash Bros. Like,
Possibility.
you know what I
What a
mean?
foul
Like,
ass
and I don't get
character would
disappointed
that be?
when she doesn't come
Possible.
up. But I know people get crazy. Like they're gonna put Master Chief in Smash Brothers. Fuck you. They are not. Just stop.
Yo, let me live, bro. Let me
Please.
live.
Right?
Let the chief live.
But listen,
Chief
all right. So they
Stop
dropped this trailer, right? They dropped this trailer talking about a new system. I was like, oh, cool. They're announcing a new system, but I was like, this is so close to E3. What the hell and why would you just drop it out of the blue one morning without any fanfare? Right, like literally 2 weeks after the biggest thing of the year.
Because it's not a
Literally
big deal.
because they don't care.
It's not a big deal.
But I don't understand.
It's not a big
I
deal.
understand
It's
it's
not
not
a
a big
because it's
deal.
barely
But if they did it there,
and it's
it
barely a
would've
new
been.
system.
No, if it was a new system, it should have been at E3. This is not big enough for
You don't
E3.
just drop this 2 weeks after.
I think it's perfect.
Yeah.
They
It's
did
not-
it with the
it's not
Wii
a
U.
big deal.
Wii U Pro or whatever that was afterwards. They just did it on like a
Yeah,
Tuesday.
it's-
It was
it's
just
not
like
a
some
big
like
deal. It
Yeah.
really
But
is
they
not.
want it to
Yeah.
be. Nintendo as a company wants it to be a big deal.
Nintendo is already a big deal, and they don't need E3 to sell
You're
this
right.
at all.
They-
It just doesn't make
they-
sense.
The
They
Switch,
continue-
the Switch is big enough right now to just be like they can do it whenever they want. They're gonna sell,
The
but
Switch-
it's
I think they
but
just-
it's not big enough for E3. Just like,
Switch-
hey, here you go,
the
whatever.
Switch-
So you
prints
rather
money.
just? I'm saying you rather just not.
I think they just
If I was
released
them,
this.
yeah, I would do the same thing.
I think they just released this to entice people who are on the fence about buying a Switch.
That's what I
it.
said. Yeah.
Listen,
it's
if
an
you-
upgraded Switch.
The people who play the Switch on the TV, right? That don't
There's no
that don't
benefits.
play
No benefits.
handheld. This is not for them.
No.
So
There's no
Right.
benefits to people who play it on the dock at all.
right.
It's not even
right.
like
But even okay, so here's the thing I think with Nintendo is that this isn't something that they like you said, it's something for them to like have that mid stage for people who are kind of on the fence about buying the original Switch because it's not as powerful as the other ones. Neither is this by any means, but your higher end games, those AAA games that come in like The Witcher and Skyrim and stuff, will look a little bit more crisp. You know, like now they have Overwatch on there, so it'll be a little bit faster and a little bit more, you know, solid for people who play those games on the Switch. I don't know why you would, but that's fine. Like, if that's what you play on, you want that upgrade, you know, like, and you've been wanting that upgrade. Yes, it's not a new
People are
system.
still-
and
It's
no
not a
one
hardware
thought it
upgrade,
should
though.
have
I'm not
been
doing it.
because the Switch has only been out for 3 years or whatever it
Going
was,
on
you know,
point.
like it's not
But
not
the
long
same
enough to be a
hardware,
brand
though,
new
from
system.
the other Switch. So it's,
So listen, this is
the
what they
games are
changed.
gonna-
This is what they changed in the system. So it's a 7-inch screen instead of a 6.2. It has better speakers apparently. It has 64
Yeah.
gigs of storage instead of 32.
Whew.
They're like at 720p
Still
instead of the
720p.
whatever the other one.
I mean, yeah, it was before, but no difference. There's a larger kickstand
Yep.
because everyone was having such a big problem. I mean, I
don't
guess
Right.
use it.
it's nice. It's nice.
I never used it once.
and retro, bro. Don't get me wrong. It's not going to be a huge performance difference at all. If
No,
you know what I
there's
mean. But it's
There's
like
no-
there's no
it just-
performance difference.
no. It's the 720p and not the whatever the other one was,
No,
right?
720.
But the hardware is exactly the same as the other
But-
one. So
It's just
not
a
gonna
bigger
be-
screen.
And it has a built-
That's it. That's literally it.
it has
Okay,
a
that's
built-in
the bigger-
LAN port.
Never mind. Then. I stand
It has
corrected.
a built-in LAN port also.
Yep.
That's
So
the
you,
only.
you can plug in and play.
That's the only
their
upgrade.
bad online. Connected.
I love that.
That's fantastic.
I love how they showed Smash Brothers too. Like it makes.
Well,
a
I mean,
difference.
that's what people would care about trying to get it to work with.
Right. That's
But
the people that buy a Switch know what they're buying it
This is
for.
the thing, though.
You know, like
so, all right, there's been improvements in the Tegra chip over these past few years. Not to say that it's a new chip, But there have been things they could implement and put into the system that can make graphics look better on your TV, especially when in dock mode, without putting anything really
But they don't give a shit
crazy
about
in the system.
stuff.
But
Nintendo never has.
but the thing is,
Battery life.
no. The thing is, Nintendo already does this. They already make different versions of the systems all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Nintendo is notorious, especially for their portable systems, to make a different rendition every 1 or 2 years, every year and a half even. So the thing that gets me about this one is, all right, you saw a DS, right? The original DS, the clunky little clam, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Sure,
And then you
yeah.
seen the DS Lite. And that was not too long after it was made.
Nope.
And there's a
No, it was about a year and a half.
super substantial difference in look and feel, and just look sleeker and better.
Yep.
They did nothing. I mean, listen, I know they wanted this to be a phone, like the shape of one, and you can only do so much with a rectangle. But holy shit, like that really made a big difference, and it made you want. If you had the old clunky one, it made you want to get the new one. And it's the same. It was the same internals, and that's why Nintendo couldn't change anything, because that's what we said on the show. We said if they do any upgrades, they can't do any upgrades that's going to change how older games can play versus the new ones. Because
Right.
you can't just
Yeah.
make new games that only play on a new system.
But-
It has to play on the old one.
Well, they did that, but they did that with the 3DS
The
and
new
the 3. You know what I mean?
For
Like,
three games. For 3 games. Or if that many.
but
If
what I'm
even
saying,
that.
like, and they could still do. They could be like, all right, look, this one plays a lot better on the OLED, and that's what we made it for. We still made it for the Switch because whatever. But like, it just looks.
I
didn't-
thought
they
that
didn't
they
do
could have
that,
added.
though.
I thought,
Whatever it
I thought
is.
they could have added more RAM, at least, to play the older games.
Yeah,
smoother,
they should have added
smoother.
something.
That's
but
it. I'm not asking for a graphical upgrade or anything like that.
This
Well,
is.
Lies.
If you're listen, if you have a bigger screen, that's going to take more power to run it. It has the same
It's an
battery,
OLED,
right?
though. No, it's an OLED screen, so it's going to take less battery.
It
by
does
far.
does it?
Yes.
Oh, so-
OLED doesn't run black area.
It's a crisper
But if you look
screen,
at
even
the-
though the power behind it isn't.
What's that?
That's what I meant by it. I said it's a crisper screen. It's like nicer. It's like the difference between the plasma versus
Right.
whatever. Like it's
But
like
it
that
only
kind
lights
of.
up what's like the stuff that's supposed to be visible.
I think it's.
It doesn't
I
light
think
up
it's.
black. It
Yeah,
doesn't
to-
light up black.
to
so
conserve,
it's gonna save
energy.
battery. Yeah.
But my thing is the specs on the battery life. I was looking at that, and it's identical to the regular Switch.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
They didn't change anything inside.
didn't
But
change
the coolest
anything.
thing, not to cut you
Oh,
off.
oh,
the
the other
cool,
thing
I know
is
you're gonna say
I was-
exactly.
Well, I don't know if
okay,
you're
go
going
for
to say
go
it,
for
but
it.
what I was going to say is I was a little disappointed in the name.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought they were going to name it the new Switch.
Nah, it's
I
not
thought
good
they were
enough.
going to do.
Not good enough. Not good enough to be the new Switch.
There's not enough changes
No,
for it to
there
have
isn't.
the Super Nintendo Switch. No, that's not
No,
enough
the
changes. in
new
it.
Switch would have
But
been
It's not
the-
good enough to be new either.
Yeah,
No.
that's just
It's the
just-
old Switch. It's the old Switch with an OLED.
Yeah, just that's basically what it is.
The
But
Switch
the
point
cool
up, I'm
thing
sorry.
is, I love so much about it.
Switch
Is
point
all of these bullshit videos and rumors online on
Yes.
everyone's channel.
That was right.
Nintendo Switch Pro leak. This is leak, and they're all wrong.
Well,
and,
they were-
I
listen-
and I love it when that happens.
This is what they went off of, though.
Oh, that's my favorite
it's the
thing.
best
They-
thing in the world.
They went off of things that are happening on the system, but they elaborated too much on it.
They want to be the first.
So they said, "Oh, they bought OLED screens. Okay, obviously they're going to add a new screen, and then
And that is
that's
all.
going to make it that's going to make it 4K,
Yeah.
and they're
Those
going
are
to get the new Tegra chips are doing this and blah blah blah." No, this is just what's happening in the industry.
Right.
They did buy some certain things, and they did put it on the system, but you went ahead and made it more than what it actually was.
And the cool
Not
thing
to-
is, and it's
I'm pretty sure.
no, I'm
Yeah,
just
no,
saying,
I'm sorry.
like it's the Nintendo fan problem. It's
Yeah.
that same thing with Smash leaks. It's like they create.
they make the problem.
Nintendo never says anything, and they just create.
They didn't say one time they had a pro.
No, they
Not
never
one time.
said a pro. They never said this person was in
No.
Smash. They never said anything.
But that's
And-
Mind you,
that's
mind
because
you that-
Nintendo made a deal with Mephisto. You guys don't know that?
mind you,
Mephisto confirmed.
mind you, there's a freaking chip shortage too that nobody seems to bring up. Nobody,
That's
true. No, they did.
Nobody thinks of.
They
no,
did.
I'm
They
saying,
brought it out
like,
today.
No, I'm talking about the people that are making these fucking rumors, man. They don't think about that.
I'm
That's not even
surprised-
going through their head.
I'm surprised Nintendo bought out a system this year. Why even attempt to do it? Like even they say, oh, they wanted to make it better.
Bro, you think they got anything else going on? They're just bored. They just
They're
were
printing
like,
No, I'm
money
saying
right
no.
now.
Even if they said, oh, they didn't have the chips, they wanted to make it better internally, but they couldn't. So why even bring this out?
It's like the Switch Lite. It's like, why is it here?
Whatever.
Whatever, just take it.
Yeah.
That Game Boy, that Game Boy Pocket, that Game Boy
they're
Pocket.
just giving
Color.
different versions for different
Yeah,
players.
it's-
That's all. It
This
has
is
nothing
like-
to- you want a nicer screen? Here
Yeah,
you go. You want a bigger screen? Here you go. You want a light screen? There you go.
When I saw it, though,
whatever. We
I
don't
was
give
getting
a
shit. I
shit.
said, okay, they got a new thing. Let me see what it's gonna do. And when it was over, I was like,
Nothing.
what do I need this for, though? What is it actually gonna do for me?
Nothing.
Because I was mad.
Actually, it has
Kickstand though. The
And then,
white, though.
but that's
It's
the thing is that
white.
it's
It's a new
now
color.
not made for you, but
Yeah.
there is someone out there. That
if I
wants
didn't
it.
have a
And so
Switch,
they
if
made
I didn't have a Switch,
I would get that.
Maybe
one,
it's
yeah.
for the people
like,
that
cool.
don't have a Switch.
That's
no,
what it's for.
that's
Exactly.
definitely what it
That's
is.
what Chalk said.
They want
Yeah.
the whole world. They
Yeah.
want global domination. They want everyone in the world to have.
Well,
this stuff.
they're doing a great job.
They almost have it.
the way Nintendo's always
And
been.
if you didn't have
They
it,
just put out multiple versions of everything so that people can go, oh, I like that, but I don't like that, so
And,
I want
and
this
they're
one.
creeping up on what 90,000,
they
90
get there.
million units sold. They're creeping up on that shit. So they probably just want those Switch numbers to go up. They're not trying to come out with anything.
no, they're
like
gonna keep
new.
doing this.
And they're releasing
But
it at
people
the
are
right
like,
time.
next year will be the problem. Like, listen.
Just get over
Stop.
it and just fucking wait.
It definitely won't be next year. It'll be like
Exactly.
3
3
years.
years,
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It'll
Yes.
probably be like 2 to 3 years.
They'll announce it in 2 years, but it won't come out for
Exactly.
another year.
We're gonna come
so.
out with a Switch Lite 2 next.
Switch
They're not
Lite.
done.
Right, yeah,
They're
exactly.
not done with
The
that.
Switch Lite XL Toga.
It's gotta be smaller.
Switch VR.
It's gotta be
Let me
smaller.
stop.
But listen, the fact that they don't fucking have a D-pad.
Yeah.
Like, I know. You have to have the same thing on both sides
Yeah,
because
no,
it has to be two controllers. It's the same drifting controller.
I'm still upset about
That
that.
they could've fixed.
I'm still upset about the
Yeah.
Joy-Cons.
I mean, maybe they did. Maybe
But
they
it's
did.
still.
How do you know they didn't know?
Maybe
No,
they
no,
did.
no,
I
but
don't know.
that still means that Nintendo does not care about
Exactly.
what you think.
That would have
They do
been a
not
bullet
care.
point in the presentation
Pretty
if it
much.
was.
Maybe there's
And the faster
diamonds.
you understand that, the better
Yeah,
off
exactly.
you'll be.
Just
Maybe-
understand they do not care about what you're thinking.
Maybe there's diamonds encrusted inside of those that
Exactly.
don't
So that-
Oh,
break.
maybe.
Cheap graphite.
I'm telling you, Nintendo's most durable, not to cut you off, Jay, but the most durable controller is the GameCube controller because I beat that shit to death. And they need
Oh,
to transfer
God,
that to
yeah.
the damn Switch, like the two fucking sides, man. I'm telling you. That
Listen.
shit is durable.
Shank
All they had to
arms.
do, if they didn't want to, if they needed to have an interchangeable little nub that goes like a circle that can go in the place of those buttons to make it a D-pad.
Or just a new
'Cause-
Joy-Con to add on.
Well,
That's
no,
it.
no, I'm
Just
saying
in
on
the
the-
box comes with it. That's it.
On the elite controllers and stuff like that, they all had the little, you can pop off the magnetic
yeah,
things
yeah.
and put it in there. We have the technology to
Yeah.
pop the things in there to change what that is.
That'll get lost. though.
Nintendo's like
Let me
this.
stop.
Nintendo's looking
Give
at
us
you like
the
this.
option.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like,
Yeah, right. Just like,
would rather-
Sounds good.
there should be a way to
I would
interchange.
what
rather
else
have
you
a-
got?
Or they
Just
can sell a
a whole
whole
other
thing, but
Joy-Con.
you could just make the
That's it.
circle.
Send us
separate.
an email. Send us an email.
Sold separately. No, I'm just saying like that Joy-Con sold separately that with the D-pad. That's it. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for a new like added
saying.
with the console.
Nintendo
That's
is
it.
Nintendo is that
But they don't care.
company.
They don't give a shit.
I hate it and I admire it at the same time. They're successful without listening.
You mean
And-
Apple?
yeah,
Apple.
Yeah.
It's just
The
like
tone deaf.
It's just like
They do what they want, and then we just take it.
If you have a suggestion, throw it in the comments,
Yeah, yeah.
and then they rip up the comments.
Yeah, they
like,
del-
this-
they
they'll
delete
do
'em.
what We'll do. We're successful, so what the fuck do
Yeah.
we gotta listen to you for?
Yeah. Well, it's because every executive that works for Nintendo has to carry their gigantic balls and luggage. So like they just walk around all the time with these gigantic
Yeah, I can
balls.
see a
really
meme, a Nintendo suggestion box. It's a paper shredder.
Oh yeah, exactly. No, that's perfect. That's perfect.
They're a funny company.
And the funny thing is,
Listen, when I was 8 years old, I wrote a letter to Nintendo asking them to make a game called Super Mario Old Stars.
Old stars.
stars?
Yeah, and it was just the Mario Brothers, a regular Mario Brothers game, but they were all old. And then there was, they were like metal blocks that could give you a concussion. Like there was all kinds of
And a
like
walker.
ridiculous shit. And they never wrote back to
Oh.
me. So
You ruined
whatever.
it. They had it.
Fine.
They had it planned.
'Cause that went
and now they
into the-
can't use it without you suing.
Because I went in the paper shredder.
That's
That
right.
was-
Nah, man, they respond to people.
So,
They
yeah, they
responded
do.
to some people and said, "Hey,
Yeah,
that's a great idea."
actually, my buddy Brett, his kid, wrote them in, and they sent him a letter back
said,
and everything.
"Berto's a
It was
good
really cool.
idea."
Yeah,
no.
Smash
I tweet at them every
No,
day
somebody-
now.
I think
Just put Berto and Smash
recently
Brothers.
someone sent a letter about, oh, it'd be so great if Rayman was in the game, blah
Yeah.
blah blah, and
And they said, hey, he is.
did a default response.
He
You
said
know,
he's in the
whatever.
game. He's in the.
He's in the block
back.
of ice like this in the
He's in the
background.
back. He's in the background.
Yeah, and also he's in Brawlhalla. Go fucking play something else.
Holla holla.
Shut up.
It's brawl holla 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 holla.
I'm just surprised that they don't have anything for dock mode. Nothing. And you can use your old dock. They said, yeah, this is why.
It's identical.
Why would we? Why would we do it? So I mean that's
Because you have the dock.
what makes people mad.
So just use it.
That's what people makes them mad. That's the
expectations.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I've driven
No,
people.
Now you can have a dock at home and you can have a travel dock. So
yeah. I'm gonna buy this. It's $350. Listen, all right. This is the last thing. And then we're moving on. $350 for this.
yeah.
$50
It's
more.
the exact same internals. You're paying for a screen that's been around for a decade.
And the kickstand though, man, it's got
Listen,
a
it's plastic. This thing should have been $299.
and we all need a bigger
Diamond-crusted
kickstand.
kickstand.
Yo,
Should
the
have been. It
speakers,
should have
though,
been.
the
Listen,
speakers.
it should have been. It doesn't even have Bluetooth audio.
I know.
It still has Bluetooth, but no Bluetooth audio.
Yo, the
Who knows? Maybe
fucking
they'll
Vita has
surprise us. Maybe they'll surprise us. But listen,
No, they won't.
they won't.
this should have came out
More
at
like
$299, and the original, the old Switch should have been $50 less, or even $100 less. It's almost
That would've
5 years
been-
old. The technology is 5 years old almost.
If they had done that, where they put that at the like what this price is for a Switch now, and then drop the Switch
Yeah.
price, they would just see.
That's
you know,
all you had to do.
Skyrocket.
They haven't dropped the price yet.
Wait, quick question. How old is Breath of the Wild?
2017.
Came out when it came
How
out.
much? How much does that cost right now?
60.
60 bucks.
And it's
60.
not going.
They don't
down?
drop it.
So why would they drop the
Mario Kart is
Why would they
50.
drop the
Yeah,
Switch
it's
price?
a
Mario
main
Kart's $50
title,
right
so
now.
they
They
never
would
drop
never
main
drop
title.
any-
Mario Kart's
Price.
$50 right now.
Yeah, they would never. They're
No,
not
they drop
dropping.
it.
For the holiday,
No, I'm
maybe
saying
they'll
like
drop $10.
like drop $50 for the system.
like a permanent thing.
Like, come on.
But as gaming, in gaming history, over that amount of time,
I see it on
there's
the-
usually a cheaper version.
For the holidays, maybe.
Nintendo don't
They
care.
don't do it.
Maybe.
They
Nintendo
don't.
don't care.
Nintendo be like,
Mark-
just,
Maybe.
Nintendo be
They don't
looking
care
at the
because
emails
we'll
like,
always
you mad,
we'll
bro?
always just buy
Yeah,
their
they do
shit.
their own thing and they don't care.
It's
Yeah.
hotcakes, man. It's still
They don't
selling
care,
like
bro.
crazy. They will not drop that
They
price.
do not care.
They should,
But
it
it
would be
shouldn't
cool.
have been an extra $50. For this
They
thing, it
should.
shouldn't have been extra 50.
That
Sure,
would make
yeah.
I don't
sense.
think it's.
Sure.
I
Do
don't
a
think
lot
it's
of-
worth extra $50
No,
at
no,
all.
no.
They should take a portion of their profits and clean up the
Nintendo-
oceans, but they're not going to do
Yeah.
that either. I said they should do a lot of things. I was like, they should take a portion of their profits and clean up the ocean, but they're not going to do that.
Give them time. Give them time. Nintendo's going to save the world. Nintendo and Apple going to save the world.
It's so funny because a part of me, even though, going back to Smash real quick, a part of me that it always, Beardy always says he wants Birdo as the last Smash character. I would laugh so fucking much because of how many people would be
coming.
upset.
That'd be a pretty
It
cool
would,
character.
it would be
coming.
the ultimate fuck you.
It
You
is-
don't know who's coming next, and this is the last one, and I'm ending it. Bye.
That'd be a dope character.
Yeah.
Great.
Bye.
It would be great. Shoots out eggs.
And
There's
that's
like
it.
a fireball.
And that's it. It just shoots out eggs. The worst fucking
Yeah.
moveset ever.
She jumps and she shoots out eggs,
That's it.
and that's
Yeah.
it.
Every button press just shoots out
Maybe
eggs.
give her a tennis racket.
Every
You know,
smash attack.
that's-
Yes,
Shoots
every
out
eggs.
I'm surprised that
Different types
character's
of-
not in the game by now anyway.
Yeah.
She's
Oh,
coming.
no. Birdo is in the game. He comes
Yeah,
out.
I know, they
she
come out
comes
as-
Oh, in the
as a-
background. Yeah, then you can kill Birdo. You can knock
Yeah, you
Birdo
can-
out.
Is that
Yeah.
this version or the last version?
That's right. In the Mario 2
Mario
level,
2
right?
level,
Mario
yeah.
2 level,
It's this
yep.
version. If you have the hazards on.
They're not dropping the price.
Right.
Daniel Levy, they're not dropping the price. I wish we all
Daniel
do.
Levito.
We all do. No, man.
Oh, okay. Well, so I was like, hey, what does he have to do with this? Anyway, go ahead.
And that's the news for today, folks.
So yeah.
If you're happy with this, yeah, I know you're not, but if you're happy about this Nintendo announcement, leave it in the comments.
Don't speak for them.
Let us know how disappointed you are. Because, listen, that's what it's going to
I'm the
be.
only one who's happy about it. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't care.
I like it's
I'm
hysterical.
glad I don't have to fork over money for another system this year except for
Yes,
PS5.
thank you. It's like I'm not
Yeah.
trying to buy new shit now, man.
Yeah, neither mine,
Come
man.
on, I'm
Apparently,
good. My,
apparently you
Except for
don't
the
have
Miko.
to.
my backlog is crazy.
Apparently you don't have to buy
Yeah,
this
right.
Nintendo. And that's just what Nintendo wanted you to see.
I'm
Like,
fine
you
with
don't
my
need
Switch.
it. You don't need it.
This is the same reaction.
This looks like the
I had-
Vita. You guys had the Vita, right? That was great.
I just
Yeah,
got
if
a.
you don't have a Switch
I
and
just-
you're on the fence, there you go.
And if
Yeah.
you have a Switch,
You can sell your old one. Listen,
This is a big ball. This is a big
you
balls.
get $200
move.
bucks
This
for
is
your
what
old one.
this-
You can buy this one.
Yeah.
Whatever.
it made sense. So I think it made sense for them to.
I just
to,
bought a-
to release this.
SD freaking card for a
They
terabyte,
probably
150
crunched
bucks.
numbers.
I ain't buying no more.
What are people complaining about that they
Right.
who don't have this?
I agree with Super Boo on
No,
this
they-
one. It'll sell crazy.
They were probably like, "What can we upgrade that doesn't cost us a lot of money?" There we go.
They made this.
Screen done.
They made it for Japan, and
That's
it's
it.
definitely what they did. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's all portable there.
It's free.
All portable.
Well, most Sony too does it a lot too. Most of their revenue comes from Japan,
Yes.
so they're gonna keep them happy before they keep us happy.
That's
That's
true.
all. And that's okay. I get it. I understand. It's where they make their
Next
money.
year, the Pro, they just gonna wait. You just gotta wait. Just
No,
hold on.
I believe.
Yeah. Totally next year.
November. No, but I'm still going with November.
2023, the Switch thick.
Hold on, let me tell you the exact date. Like most of these people. All right, I see this coming at November, like the third.
Save it for our
the third week.
predictions.
Third week in
With the new
November, I
cooking
see it
class.
coming. Like third quarter. I see this happening. Eat a dick. I hate all the people who freaking just name a date. out of the blue.
4K and Bluetooth that will come, but that's years. That'll be the upgrade.
console.
That would be Switch 2.
That'll be the
That'd
Switch
like,
2.
That'll be another.
Not
they
even a
won't
Pro. It'll be Switch
It's not
2.
even
won't
gonna be
even
called
care
the
about
Switch.
4K.
It's gonna call it something else.
They
No, they're
still
gonna
won't
do
even
it.
care about 4K.
They'll do it. No, they're gonna do it for this generation. Yeah,
That's
they might.
8 years in. That's 8 years in. Long way from
They're
now.
chilling.
Yeah, long way from
chilling.
now.
Yeah, when they do 8K TVs, then Nintendo will think about 4K for the Switch. That's pretty much what's gonna happen.
When
1080,
8K comes
1080.
around.
When
8K
1080.
comes around. It's like, yeah, 4K is fine.